So, let's talk about the next big thing in AI. For a couple of years now, you've probably seen those AI tools that can create an image from just a few words. You type an astronaut riding a horse on Mars, and boom, you get a picture. It's pretty wild stuff. But what if you could do more than just look at it? What if you could actually step inside that picture and walk around? That's where we are right now in 2025. A whole new class of AI models has arrived, and they don't just make pictures, they build entire interactive three-dimensional worlds from a single sentence. It's a massive leap forward. This isn't just a small upgrade from what we had before. Creating a two-dimensional image is one thing, but building a three-dimensional space is a whole different level of complexity. A three-dimensional world has depth, it has physics, and it has objects you can interact with. Imagine typing a calm beach at sunset with palm trees and a small campfire. The old AI gives you a beautiful static snapshot. This new AI, like Google's Genie 2 or the embodied Gen platform, gives you the beach itself. You can walk towards the water, hear the waves, and feel the sand under your virtual feet. You can even walk behind the palm trees and see what's on the other side. The key difference here is interactivity. These aren't just pretty scenes to admire from a distance. They are playable, explorable environments. The AI doesn't just generate what the world looks like, it generates how it works. It understands that water should splash, fire should flicker, and gravity should keep you on the ground. When you move your character, the world reacts in a way that feels natural and believable. It's the difference between looking at a postcard of a vacation spot and actually being there. This technology is fundamentally changing our relationship with digital content, moving us from passive viewers to active participants in the worlds we imagine. This shift from two-dimensional to three-dimensional is a game changer because it adds a layer of persistence and memory. In these new AI-generated worlds, if you walk away from an object and then come back, the object is still there, exactly where you left it. The AI remembers the layout of the space, creating a consistent and coherent reality. This is incredibly difficult to do, and it's one of the major breakthroughs that makes these worlds feel so real. It's like the AI has a blueprint of the entire environment in its memory, not just the single frame you're looking at. This foundation of consistency is what makes these generated spaces more than just a tech demo. It makes them usable. So how does this actually work? How does a simple text prompt become a world you can explore? It's a pretty clever multi-step process. First, you start with your idea, like a futuristic city street at night, in the rain, with neon signs. You feed that text into a powerful text-to-image model. This is the part we're already familiar with. The AI, something like Google's Imagen 3, generates a high-quality two-dimensional concept image that captures the mood and style of your description. This image acts as the spark, the initial vision for the world that's about to be built. It's the cover of the book, giving the next AI a clear reference to work from. Once that concept image is created, the real magic begins. A second, more complex AI, which is a world model, takes over. Think of systems like Genie 2 or the open-source embodied Gen. This AI analyzes the two-dimensional image and starts to extrapolate it into a three-dimensional space. It infers what the scene would look like from different angles. It has to figure out the geometry of the buildings, the layout of the streets, and the texture of the wet pavement. It's not just stretching the image, it's building a complete three-dimensional model from the ground up, using the initial picture as its guide for style and content. But a world is more than just static objects. For it to feel alive, it needs physics and rules. This is where these new models really shine. They are trained on massive data sets of videos from the real world and from video games, so they have learned about cause and effect. They understand that if you jump, you must come down. They know that doors can be opened and that objects have properties like mass and friction. Some systems like Embodied Gen can even generate articulated objects, things with moving parts, like a cabinet with drawers that can actually be pulled out. This makes the world not just explorable, but truly interactive. And the best part? A lot of this happens in real time. With platforms developed by companies like World Labs, you can type your prompt and get a basic, explorable scene rendered right in your web browser within moments. From there, you can start making changes on the fly. You can tell the AI, make the neon signs blue, or add more cars to the street and the world will update. This instant feedback loop is incredibly powerful. It turns world creation from a long, technical process into a fluid, conversational experience. You're essentially directing the AI as your personal world-building assistant. This technology might sound like it's all about creating fun, imaginary places, but it's already having a huge impact on serious, real-world industries. Take video game development, for example. Building the vast, detailed worlds we see in modern games can take teams of artists and designers years and cost millions of dollars. Now, with text-to-world AI, a small indie team or even a solo developer can rapidly prototype new levels and environments in a fraction of the time. They can test out dozens of ideas for a new game world in a single afternoon just by typing out descriptions. This dramatically lowers the barrier to entry and speeds up the creative process for everyone. It's not just about games either. Engineers and architects are using this technology to create digital twins, virtual replicas of real-world places or systems. Imagine an engineer wanting to test how a new robot would navigate a warehouse. Instead of building a physical prototype, they can just type a 100,000 square foot warehouse with tall shelves, conveyor belts, and scattered obstacles. The AI generates a realistic physics-enabled simulation where they can train and test their AI-powered robots safely and cheaply. This is huge for robotics, as it allows for the creation of endless training scenarios to make robots smarter and more capable before they ever operate in the real world. The film and entertainment industries are also taking notice. Creating digital sets for movies and TV shows is another expensive and time-consuming task. Pre-visualization, where directors map out their shots before filming, can now be done inside a dynamic AI-generated world. A director could ask for a medieval castle courtyard during a siege, and then explore it with a virtual camera to find the perfect angles for their scenes. This gives them an unprecedented level of creative control and flexibility long before the cameras start rolling, saving time and money during production, and allowing for more ambitious visual storytelling. Even beyond these big industries, artists and designers are finding new ways to express themselves. An artist can now create an immersive gallery of their own imagination, inviting people to walk through their surreal, dreamlike landscapes. A designer can quickly mock up an interactive product showroom or a virtual event space. The technology provides a powerful new toolkit for anyone who needs to visualize a space. It makes three-dimensional content creation more accessible than ever before, empowering professionals to work faster, smarter, and more creatively. The speed and low cost are democratizing a field that was once reserved for technical experts with expensive software. Looking ahead, it's clear that we are just at the very beginning of what's possible with this technology. The tools we have today are already impressive, but they are early research models. As they get better, faster, and more accessible, the potential for creativity is going to explode. Think about education. A history teacher could take their students on a virtual field trip by typing an accurate reconstruction of ancient Rome with a bustling forum. Students could then walk the streets, enter buildings, and experience history in a way that a textbook could never replicate. The classroom could become any place, at any time. For individual creators and hobbyists, the possibilities are basically endless. Imagine a child writing a story about a magical forest. With a single sentence, they could bring that forest to life and go on an adventure with the characters they created. An amateur filmmaker could direct an entire animated short film by themselves, generating all the sets and characters with simple text commands. It empowers anyone with an idea to become a world builder. Your imagination becomes the only limit. We're moving toward a future where creating rich digital experiences is as easy as writing an email. Of course, there will be challenges to figure out. We'll need to think about how to manage all of this user-generated content and ensure these tools are used responsibly, but the positive potential is overwhelming. As the AI gets better at understanding more complex instructions and generating more detailed dynamic physics, the line between the real and the virtual will continue to blur. We might see personalized game worlds that adapt to our playstyle in real time, or therapeutic virtual environments designed to help with relaxation and mental health. The applications will stretch far beyond what we can even predict today. Ultimately, this technology represents a fundamental shift in how we create and interact with the digital realm. For decades, building worlds required specialized skills, expensive tools, and a lot of time. Now that power is being put into the hands of everyone, accessible through the most natural interface we have: language. The future isn't about learning complex software. It's about learning how to best describe your vision. From a single sentence, a universe can be born. And I, for one, can't wait to see all the worlds that we're all about to dream up.